Today's lesson is on percent equations and percent proportions. We're going to look at two methods that we can use to solve problems involving percents. Let's begin by looking at this example. A down-in-the-dumps drummer scours the internet for a new kit to improve his mood and swing. Based on buyers' reviews, which kit should he get? If you look at the first kit, the blue kit, 9 out of 13 buyers love this kit, and with the red one, 15 of 21 buyers love this kit. How could we determine which one is a better buy based on the buyer's reviews? If you said a percent, you're exactly right. Keep in mind, we can take ratios and turn them into percents. Go ahead and copy this down in your notes. Let's talk about the percent equation to start with. A percent is a ratio that compares a number to 100. For example, 25 out of 100 or 25 over 100 is 25%. Percents can be greater than one whole or less than one whole. Percents can also be greater than 100%. How do I change a percent into a decimal? When using the percent equation, we first need to change our percent into a decimal. To do so, we divide by 100. A shortcut method is to move the decimal 2 places to the left. For example, 25%. The decimal is located behind the 5. In order to change this into a percent, we would move the decimal twice to the left, and that gives us 25 hundredths. We can use an equation to solve percent problems. The percent equation is part equals percent times whole. Now let's look at the percent proportion. You can use the percent proportion to solve percent problems. Our percent proportion is part over whole equals percent over 100. Make sure you copy down the percent proportion in your notes. Now let's talk about how to use the percent proportion. Part over whole equals percent over 100. That is the percent proportion. We can also say is over of equals percent over 100. Is the part of our problem. Of is the whole of our problem. And then we still place our percent over 100. Remember, all percents are out of 100, so that's why we always write our ratio of our percent over 100. Let's look at example 1 together. What is 50% of 12? If you look at this problem, we see what is. That means that we are missing our is, or we're missing the part of our problem. 50% is obviously our percent since it has a percent sign. And of 12, of represents our whole. So now we can plug everything into our percent proportion. So we are missing our is, so x is our numerator. 50 is our percent, so we write that over 100. And of 12 is our denominator. In order to solve a proportion, we cross multiply. X times 100 is 100x. Next, we're going to multiply 50 times 12. When we multiply 50 times 12, we get 600. The opposite of multiplying by 100 is to divide by 100. We divide both sides of our equation by 100, and we have the x equals 6. So that means 6 out of 12 is 50%, or or 50% of 12 is 6. Look at these examples. What is 25% of 40? Remember, our percent equation is part equals percent times whole. In this problem, we are trying to figure out our part. So x represents our part, is equals 25% or 25/100 times the whole, which is 40. When we multiply 40 times 25/100, we get that our what is 10. So as we can see with 2 and 3, all of these numbers are represented with the same type of problem. In number 1, we were trying to find our is, or our part. Number 2, we're trying to find our whole, or the total. And in number 3, we're trying to find the percent. The first thing that you need to do with all problems involving percent is determine what it is you're looking for. The part, the whole, or the percent. Is the question 190 is 10% of what number? Looking for the part, the percent, or the whole. If you look, we have 190 is, we have 10%, and then we're missing of what number? So we see that we have the part, the percent, but we are missing the whole. So to solve this problem, we could set up our equation or our proportion. As an equation, it would read 190 equals 1/10 or 10% times x. As a proportion, it would read 190 over x equals 10% out of 100%. We cross multiply. 10 times x is 10x. 190 times 100 is 19,000. We divide by 10, and x equals 1,900. So 190 is 10% of 1,900. As an equation, we're trying to figure out what x equals. The opposite of multiplying by 1/10 is to divide by 1/10. When we divide 1/10 into 190, we would also get that x equals 1,900. So you can decide how you would like to solve percent problems. Do you want to use an equation or the percent proportion? Which of the following is or are true? To solve these, we need to set up either an equation or a proportion. For number 1, if we use an equation, it would be 7 is 50% or 5/10 times 14. As a proportion, 7 over 14 equals 50% over 100. If I cross multiply, 7 times 100 is 700, and 50 times 14 is 700. Since they're the same on both sides of my equation or my proportion, I know that that is the correct solution. So number 1 is a true statement. 7 is 50% of 14. For number 2, if I use my equation, it's 28 is or equals 14% times 200. As a proportion, that's 28 over 200 equals 14 over 100. We can cross multiply. 14 times 200 is 2,800 or 2,800. 28 times 100 is 2,800 or 2,800. So number 2 is also a true statement. On number 3, 6 is 40% or 4/10 times 14. As a proportion, that is 6 over 14 equals 40 over 100. We cross multiply. 40 times 14 gives us 560. 6 times 100 is 600. 560 does not equal 600. So that is not a true statement. And then for number 4, as an equation, this would read 40% of 35 is 14. So 14 is 40% or 4/10 times 35. In my percent proportion, that would read 14 over 35 equals 40 over 100. We cross multiply. 14 times 100 is 1,400. We then multiply 40 times 35, which also gives us 1,400. So our statement is true. Remember, the percent equation is part equals percent times the whole. As a proportion, is over of equals percent over 100. So this is the percent equation and the percent proportion. You choose how you want to solve your percent problem.